Norfolk Perspectives, I'm Bob Batcher, and I know every time that we sit down and talk about an opportunity to grow in the city of Norfolk, Opportunity Inc. comes to mind. So, you're on the sofa. Sean Avery, President and CEO of Opportunity Inc. How you doing?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
So what's it mean to you when we say that when the city's developing a plan, you're there as a partner?
I think that's exactly where we want to be. We have various programs that we can put into place to help meet the needs of the city of Norfolk around their citizens and the business community that they represent.
So who is Opportunity Inc.?
Well, we're part of the staff here. Opportunity Inc. is a regional organization that's focused on making sure that we have the talent in the region to meet the employer's needs. And we do that through our various programs, our one-stop system, our youth career center, our youth programs that we have in place, and our business services that we have.
Now, I know that one of the reasons you guys are always mentioned is because it seems like magic. It all of a sudden pulls together, but it's not magic, is it?
A little bit of magic.
Okay.
But no, we have a hardworking team in the office that really works to put these programs in place. I have a great board of directors that sits behind me, and it really is about a lot of the partners that we have in the community, from the educational partners to community-based organizations to employers that we have that work with us.
Okay. So, Andrea Harrell, you're Senior Director of Youth Initiatives and Community Affairs.
Yes.
What do the kids have to do with it?
Oh, it's so important for our youth to start out early, career searching, kind of figuring out a path of where they want to be. You know, as time goes on, careers become more technical and require more education, training, certifications, things of that nature. So they're really having to start early, coming up with a career path if they want to get into the workforce as early as possible.
Well, I remember those early days carrying the resume around and somebody would say, you know, you really seem good, but you need 3 more years of experience.
Yes.
How do you combat that?
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot of ways you can do that. We start our services at age 14 and go to age 24.
Okay.
So a 14-year-old can start by, volunteering to help out in their neighborhoods, looking at community-based organizations to support, getting into those kinds of activities, extracurriculars, sports, things of that nature. And as they go on, around about the age of 16, they can start working. And then certainly looking at internships and things like that as well.
Because this doesn't build a portfolio. Get out there and be active?
Not necessarily. Some of that, actually, they can take those skills and help, different businesses and things like that, and with that technology, because we are in that information age where, those types of skills are usable as well. It's just helping them understand how that can be used in the workforce in a positive manner. So.
There you go. It's not just during break then.
Exactly.
So, Stephen Cook, Vice President for Workforce Innovation.
Yes,
so
sir.
you're kind of out there building these networks for her to get the kids into.
Correct,
right?
correct. Yeah, so my job really is an outreach job. I'm out there talking to the business community, assessing what kind of needs they may be seeing, not just now, but what might be coming in the future, and how Opportunity Inc. and all of our partners can help and assist with the training of those folks. So we might talk with a warehousing company that is looking for general operational needs, and then, we come up with programs that would assist with those types of activities. It's very important that we're out there being proactive with the businesses and not really being reactive. We want to make sure that we're trying to get really to their needs in a more proactive manner. So that's one function of it. The other part of it is working with our local economic development organization. So you mentioned Norfolk. We have a very good relationship with Norfolk's Economic Development Office and the businesses here in Norfolk. So we're trying to be trying to meet the needs of all of those folks.
So it's really bringing those connections together.
Correct.
So Sean, what's in it for 2016 then?
Well, we're going to continue to enhance the many programs that we have in place. We're working to develop a career access network where we're actually going to be trying to go into the library systems within each of the localities that we represent so that we can be more into the neighborhoods where the participants are that need our services. We're going to continue to enhance our partnerships, working very closely with our community colleges and our community-based organizations, and really enhance our business services. Bringing Steve on board has really given us the opportunity where we can get in there early and identify what the business community needs are so that the programs that Andrea are putting in place, our one-stop systems are helping to promote, are really going to meet the needs of the business community. One of the worst things we could do is direct somebody to a job or a career opportunity that's not really in demand in this area, and it doesn't lead to, to a successful future.
The headlines on the news can lead you to believe that there's no jobs available and it's an oh man time of year.
we're seeing, I mean, there are some industries where the jobs are down right now. I mean, there are some layoffs that are going on, but really we're working in those industries that are growing in this area. And that's, Steve can probably talk a little bit more on that, but really focusing on like the advanced manufacturing area, the ports and logistics. Healthcare is a growing industry, and it's going to continue to grow as the baby boomers continue to age and the population continue to age. So we try to focus the resources that we have on those areas that are going to be in demand. But we still do focus on those areas that need those additional resources to be successful.
Because Stephen, it is different than when we were starting off in the career path, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, you have the Port of Virginia and everything that's going along with their growth. And so you see logistics operations coming on hand. You see maritime related operations becoming more and more prominent in the region. And so we need to make sure that we're meeting their needs. Again, great relationships with the Port of Norfolk, Port of Virginia's economic development staff, and making sure that we're, you know, meeting their needs as well. It is a different world, and it's very much more fast-paced.
I'm going to ask you, Andrea, the big one, and we've got about 30 seconds left.
Okay.
College degree, tech school.
It's an individual choice. You can certainly have an amazing career getting certifications in particular career fields, but you could also go with a 4-year degree in an area of interest and make your way that way. It's really about that individual student, what their interests are, their skills, what do they value, what are their needs, and that's how we help them determine which way to go.
It's one-on-one individual. And that's why you guys are always mentioned when we're doing strategic planning, because it begins with that first step.
Well, we appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you.
In fact, we're going to talk about that first step at Ruffner with Public Works right here next.